And welcome back, my fellow fiends, to Let's Play Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne. Last time, we finished the obelisk and returned to Asakusa to get further direction from Hijiri, who told us that someone, well, actually someone we know, it's Isamu, of course, is waiting for us in the Amala Network. Now, of course, we are not in Asakusa right now, we are in Shibuya, and that is because after we clear the obelisk, a couple of side quests open up for us, first of which is available here. Now, off-screen, I did a little bit of fusing. First off, I have fused Orthrus and Succubus to get Hellbiker. I'm actually surprised that I'm using this guy, because I did not originally plan to, but there's going to be a boss fight coming up soon where his Hell Spin move is going to be very useful. I fused a couple of Mitama onto him. I fused a Kusu Mitama and an Otter Mitama. If I was going... Honestly, I wasn't thinking very hard. I should have fused two Kusu Mitamas onto him so that it would boost his vitality, because Hellspin is an HP-based physical attack. So it would deal more damage if I increased his vitality, but it's not a huge deal. It'd be probably a minor damage buff, and it'll get most of its damage from buffs anyway. The reason we want that, a multi-targeting physical attack, will become apparent later, and I don't think Andalusia is going to cut it, so I wanted something a little bit better. I will be pulling Orthrus out of the compendium after a point, but we don't really need him right now, and I want to make sure I have enough money for the thing I actually want to purchase. Other than that, I pulled a Nigibitama out, only had enough amethysts to get one, so that's what I grabbed and fused onto Karama, got his magic up a bit. Will be very handy for when he learns Wind Cutter. Now, this side quest that we're going to be doing, of course, results in a boss fight, so for probably the only time in this game, I actually want to equip Murakumo. Then this is because this is one of the rare instances where I want to have physical resistance, but I absolutely do not want to have ailment weakness. So this is one of the few situations where I feel like the dual burden of having two common elemental weaknesses is perfectly acceptable, because the thing that we're about to fight does not even use those elements anyway, so I can easily work around that. Other than that, absolutely want Arahabaki and Daisojo in my party. They're going to be critical for covering my bases. Ideally, Daisojo is going to be the really valuable one here. If our Habaki has to be the valuable one on the first turn, there's going to be some luck involved, but we'll cover that when we get to it. Now, there is actually a secret room that we can get to in Shibuya. If you walk between these two buildings here, and then go around behind here, you'll come across a door. So let's open it. And there's some kind of ceremony being prepared. This ceremony starts up after you clear the obelisk. Now, going in there any other time, or, well, at any time at all, you'll usually just see that something fishy is going on message. But if we walk around a bit and make it the full Kagetsuchi, and I wanted to specifically get to 5/8, so I had enough time to show the normal scene, and then actually show the full Kagetsuchi scene, we'll see that the ceremony is starting in earnest. They have a Baphomet in the middle of some kind of summoning circle. What are these guys up for? Looks like they are taking the matters of mannequin rights into their own hands. Now, I will tell you this, in the HD remaster, this is one dialogue difference that I recall very distinctly. Their dialogue is a lot more punny, for reasons that'll become apparent in a very little bit. Of course, if you've played any other Mega 10 game, you probably know who Mara is, or if you saw my SMT2 Let's Play from millions of years ago, nobody has seen that. You know, these guys have decidedly more petty motives than, say, Futomimi does. Yeah, if it'll shut you guys up, yeah, go for it, Baphomet. Well, he seems like we convinced him. Now, who are they summoning exactly? Well, I mean, obviously we know it's Mara, but, like, what is Mara? Well, that's one way to get ahead in life. But yes, Mara is not exactly summoned properly here, and is decidedly more, flaccid, shall we say, than they typically are. So yes, we have Slime Mara. I believe this is the first time Mara has appeared in their slime form. Normally, they are in their, shall we say, much shaftier form. And they are dissatisfied with this, and they decide to take the regression out on us. Now, okay, oof, that's, okay. That's, oh no, that's exactly what I did not want to see. Oh! And that is this fight starting badly. If Mara decides to Hades Blast you, that is a pretty bad thing. As you can see, it hits really hard. Alright, what we're going to want to do is, you know what, before I do anything else, I want to get the War Cries in just to bring that damage down. But yeah, that's the worst way the fight can start, is if Mara uses Hades Blast. The other move that Mara can use is Dismal Tune, a mute-type skill that also does damage, which is also the reason why I wanted to make sure I had... Let me see, yeah, we want to start doing some reviving. It's also the reason I wanted to make sure that I was not weak to ailments, because that would be pretty nasty to deal with. I do need to get Daisojo in back eventually, but I don't want him to just be taken out immediately. Okay, yeah, that's pretty undesirable, because our Habaki is weak to that. Yeah, this is going pretty rough. If I can get Daisojo back in, though, I can just prayer that off. Okay, now we want to get Daisojo in. And because Daisojo is faster, they will go before our Habaki gets a chance to, so I can just prayer away the ailments. Now that I've Warcried him, if he uses Hades Blast again, even if it crits, it's unlikely to kill Daisojo. And there we go, okay. Now I just want to get Kurama back in, so let's use a Bomb of Rising here. Finally getting a use for these. Typically, I do not. I don't really like doing mid-battle revival for reasons that you can plainly see, is that you cannot, revive a demon and then bring them back in immediately. You have to revive them, then you have to explicitly summon them, so it's not something I try to do. If your demons die mid-fight and you have no way to get around that, you kind of is just the situation where you might want to restart. Alright, so getting muted there is a little unfortunate, but not a huge deal. So what we want to do, and Mara has a very unique gimmick. Mara does not have very much HP. They have to the tune of, I think it's 2300 HP, but they have Dia Rahan, and as long as they have MP, they will use Dia Rahan whenever they get too low on HP. So we want to be able to take them out in as few hits as possible. Okay, so... yeah, what the heck, let's throw out a punch. If it uses Dia Rahan, that burns a turn for us. Alright, looks like I'm gonna have to meditate next turn to get prayer up again. That's one of the rough things about Daisojo. It's very easy to burn through his MP if you're not paying close attention to it. Now, I don't remember offhand if Mara has Deikaja or Dekunda. In the last playthrough I've done of this game, that is not something that actually came up, so it's not really something I had to worry about. Let's use meditation here. I can just use a Medea to get some of that HP back. Let's see. Pass. Get the last Tarukaja up. And then we're just going to start focusing and go in for the kill. Alright, get the Medea. Okay. And Daisojo... I don't think we did any damage to it, and I just kind of did that redundantly. Works for me, though. Daisojo has Bright Might, so I can rely on them to get a free press turn for us. Did I already focus? No. Okay, so I'm pretty sure our Habaki is focused. So let's do that. Let's do this. Let's go for the punch. Go for the Bright Might boosted attack. There we go. So, yeah. The ideal thing for Mara to do, of course, is to open with Dismal Tune, just so we immediately end their turn. We don't have to worry about anything going wrong. I did not get that lucky, but it ended up being okay. Honestly, I'm past the point where I really care about having anti-death, so let's just get rid of that. Murakumo, what can you do? Whoa! Hey, nice! I'll take that for $1. And Baphomet and the mannequins run away, and for our efforts, we get Muspel. I forget what this Magatama does offhand, actually. Let's take a look at it. It's this one. Resist ailments? That's not too bad. Not something I super care about, though. just looking at what we got coming up, I actually am going to want Kamudo, since we're going to potentially be taking some physical attacks in the very near future. But yeah, that is the Mara side quest, necessary to get all the Magatama in the game, which of course we are doing, so that is why we started with that. Now, I said there were two things that open up once we clear the obelisk, and of course, the other thing is that we can now continue the Fiend side quest. Now that we have cleared the obelisk, and we have defeated White and Red Rider, a new Fiend has appeared for us to fight. Of course, being one of the other riders, this one will be Blackrider, and he's located in a very non-intuitive spot, actually. He is way back in the Shinjuku Medical Center. It's been a while since we've had to think about this place. This is not the last time this place will be coming up in this Let's Play either, so yeah, you do periodically find yourself coming back here. So, let's save up. Would hate to lose my victory over Mara. Also, one nice thing about Mara, as you probably notice, is that we get a huge chunk of money, 20,000 Maka, which is putting me pretty close to that 225k mark that I mentioned, and that's the reason I haven't pulled Orthrus out at this point, is because I want to make sure I have enough money for that. So let's come out here and... yeah, so this is your only clue that there is something here, is if you just happen to come back here and talk to this old man, he'll let you know that one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse has entered the annex. And it's a good thing I talked to that guy, because I did not remember if Blackrider is actually located within the hospital area that you enter from, or if you have to go over to the annex. So, Blackrider is chilling in one of the hospital rooms within the annex. I believe it's on the... yeah, it's on the 2nd floor, because... know that just because the first floor rooms don't really have anything in them and most of them cannot be entered. Now I just have to remember which hallway is on. So, one thing that's good to have for Blackrider is ice resistance and ailment resistance, which Arahabaki and Daisojo, of course, cover me on that, so we should be good there. Other than that, it would be really good to have Expel and electrical damage. Now, we could not manage on Expel, so we'll have to stick with... we could not manage on electrical, so we'll have to stick with Expel. Not for Blackrider. As you'd imagine, he's immune to it, but, well, we'll see when we get into the fight. I believe he is in this room. You can talk to the various residents, and they will give you clues to where he is. If you talk to the spirit in the room over from this, like, right next to it, he'll mention that he can hear Blackrider in this room. I think he says, like, I hear a horsey or something. So, we get our warning. Let's step forward and get into the fight. Well, not accomplishing anything by running. Alright, hopefully I handle this fight well. I know that buffs for the enemy are going to be a factor. In my previous playthrough, I did not have to worry about... yeah, man, my words were escaping me. Dekijan Dekunda. Sorry if I went through that text a little fast there. Blackrider is taking a bit of a different stance here. As long as we have the candelabra, we are his enemy. Time for judgment to be passed. Now, so much like the other rider bosses, Blackrider is not flying solo here. He will summon some enemies to do nasty, nasty things to us. So, for his assistance, he calls in Legion, so no, Stone Gaze will not work here. These guys are immune to death-type attacks. Alright, so to start off, let's get our shiny new Fog Breath skill in. We're just going to want to spend a lot of time debuffing these guys to bring them into more manageable levels. The Legions have access to Tempest, which is a party-wide physical attack, which is another good reason to have our Habaki, and we definitely want to bring the damage down in case any of those hits crit. For right now, let's just have Daisojo pass. I want to focus on getting us into a much safer position here. I'm going to be using Makakaja so that I can take these guys down with single violet flashes. The Legions, I mean, because they are weak to Expel type damage. As I mentioned previously, Blackrider, no such luck there. And there comes in the Makakaja. We shouldn't have to worry about it if there's just one. Let's get in... well, actually, you know what? Let's start going in on with the violet flashes. I considered using another Fog Breath there, but it really doesn't matter. Obviously, the Legions, we're going to be killing them, so any damage that we deal with them, or rather any debuffs we deal with them, are just going to be purged as we take them out. This is also going to be a good opportunity to show off what happens when you kill the help that the riders have. Here we'll use a tornado. Figure get damage spread across. With a single violet flash, we can get the legions weakened enough that if a single attack goes against them, they will just die. Now, when you kill their help, the bosses will use Dragon's Eye, then summon in more help, and then the help will get to go after them. So, a lot nastier than their opening turn, really. Oh! Okay, so that's gonna force some changes. Also, this is the first game over I've gotten in a while. Alright, so I'm gonna revise my setup. Looks like I'm gonna have to go in with instant death protection if I want to survive against those guys. Wasn't thinking very carefully, did not read my notes very close. Meet you back at the fight. Alright, here we are at roughly the same point I was in at the fight previously. I've made a slight revision. I didn't equip Anathema, instead I just remembered to have Daisojo cast Tetraja. So that should give me some relatively good coverage against this, especially when they just use regular attacks like that. Alright, so that's kind of the scariest thing we have to deal with there. Might be better. I fully debuffed Blackrider's accuracy and evasion, so it might be more in my interest to actually keep these guys alive. On the other hand, you know what, nah, scrap that. Kind of minimizes the chance that I can, I mean, there's too high a chance that I'll just take them out with, what is it, the Demi-Fiend's damage anyway from Tornado, since he only has those random target attacks, so really it's just better to take these guys out, more prudent to do it this way. I might have to use a Chakra Pot on the Demi-Fiend, since obviously he's burning through quite a bit of his MP there. You know, what the heck, let's use a Raccoonda here. Just maximize our damage as much as possible here. And honestly, at this point, nah, I'm really debating on how I should approach the Legions. It might just be better to use Violet Flash to take them out. I was thinking Tornado's damage on Karama probably is enough to just take these guys out straight out, but nah, I'd rather not do that. Now hopefully we get to see Blackrider's unique move at some point in this fight. Let's focus on getting these guys taken out with Violet Flashes. We can see Soul Divide, which is his unique ailment-type skill that does percentage damage to your party. Let's see. Now we'll use a Raccoonda here. And we will go with... let's use just a regular attack. Maybe it'd be better to focus with him. And let's hit him with some tornadoes here. Ooh, nice! What? Okay. Oh! This might... Okay, we just killed him. Never mind. So yeah, his special attack is Soul Divide. It is a curse-type attack that deals percentage damage. He did actually use it in the parts of the video that I cut out. Maybe I can splice that in at the end of the video just to show what it looks like. Daisojo drains it, so that's why he's really good here, as usual. But, okay, after a really rough first attempt, that fight went perfectly fine afterwards. Alright, let's put another point into magic here. And, yeah, nothing too special to talk about with the level ups here. Ooh, Emerald, that's a very rare gem. Also, get Wind Cutter onto Karama. This would have been really handy to have in that fight, actually, but whatever. I'm going to be replacing Zanma. Wind Cutter is the strongest force skill in the game. It is a single target attack, and it is more consistent than Tornado. If Tornado hits twice, it'll deal more damage, but Wind Cutter, you always know what to expect from it, so it's more useful in that way, and I'd say on average it's probably the better move, since I usually tend to be pretty unlucky with the multi-targeted moves. That fight right there, though, was not one of those instances. I got very lucky and just managed to bust those two high-powered tornadoes that double hit into Blackrider's face and just it completely annihilated him. That would deter me from eating people, I suppose. I don't even want to think about what I'm implying there. But now that we've taken care of that, we can get out of here. It is pretty annoying that I wasn't paying enough attention to my notes to notice that Hellgaze was in rotation there. I mean, I even was reading over what the legions could do. I do not know if they have any counter to buffs or debuffs aside from Makakaja. I've never seen that come up in the fight, just because, as demonstrated, I usually kill them before they get a chance to do anything like that, both Blackrider and the legions, so yeah, just something I've never really thought about. Alright, let's get on back to Asakusa. I'll definitely want to stop by the healing fountain, and when I cut out the failed attempt, or cut out the dead air between the failed attempt and successful attempt, I'll probably have a little bit of time left. So what the heck, let's dive into the Amala Network, and we'll see why exactly I wanted Hellblade. Well, not in this video, but actually, no, I'm completely lying. We're not going to see why I wanted Hellbiker, but we're going to approach the point where we'd see why I want him. Now, one thing to note about the deep dive into the Amala Network that we're going to be doing, the enemies in there are not much of an upgrade from what we saw in there previously. In fact, most of them are well under the threshold that they would need to be to beat out a Stoma, so we can easily just block the vast majority of the encounters we could run into in there. The one exception, of course, is this is actually the first area we could properly run into legions, so there's a chance that I could run into those, but we're most likely not going to see anything. I got a Stoma up already. Alright, just so I don't forget, let's see, we shouldn't need our Habaki for what's coming up, so he's actually going to go in the stock, and we're going to bring out Hellbiker. Now, Hellbiker, I didn't care too much about the skills he got, because the main thing I actually wanted on him was Hellspin, but he does have Mana Refill and Makatora, so he can serve as a battery until I formally get Orthrus back. Not that that's really going to be necessary in this area, because like I said, most of the encounters are going to be blocked by a Stoma, so we can get through here relatively quickly. Alright, now that that's all taken care of, to actually move on with the game, we gotta talk to Hijiri again, and he will transfer us to Isamu. We do not need to hear how creation works again. You know, I will, but something tells me he's not going to be too inclined to listen to us. And now we are greeted with a unskippable terminal sequence. Yeah, whenever you enter the actual Amala Network, you cannot skip this sequence. Not that it really matters too much. I should have mashed on the circle button just to prove myself wrong there, because I tend to be wrong about things like that. But here we are again in the Amala Network. And this one has a different kind of gimmick compared to the last time we were here, but not right away. So we want to go east here just to get an item real quick. And that is all there is there. Discharm, not really that important since I have the perfect cure-all in prayer. And here we get a medicine. We have long since passed the point where these are useful to us. And I believe the western path, it doesn't have any treasure at the end of it, it just leads us to a warp back. Much like what I just ran into here. Fortunately, that only warps us back slightly. Alright, I think we want to take this way. And through here, we hit an anomaly. No, not yet. Yeah, I should have taken the opportunity to jerk Hijiri around there. I'm just too honest for my own good. Looks like things aren't quite what they should be. Now, I said that there was going to be a unique gimmick to this, and we're coming up on it very shortly. As you can see, if you're paying attention to the danger monitor, most of the encounters are just not even approaching us, and that is because they are very weak, and Astoma just blocks them. Hey, am I bothering you? Okay, he doesn't have anything else to say. I was kind of hoping he did. So let's see. Here we have... What do you got for us? Seems like a lot of the people here have something of a isolationist mentality. Definitely do not seem to enjoy visitors, and that person was rather snippy about not being left alone. And nothing in here, just a waste of our time. Good stuff, good stuff. I was mostly just checking to see if these were like a small terminal that I didn't remember or anything. Or maybe like a healing room. Not that it would really matter, because all the encounters are super duper weak here. This one is a terminal. We haven't really made much progress though. Here's the healing room. This is what I was thinking of. What do you got to say? What's the worst that could happen? So, heading deeper in, we come across, well, hey, we come across an encounter. Here are the aforementioned legions. Legions, like I said, weak to Elec and Expel, so we're just going to use those options to take them out. Hellburner is the unique fire attack that we actually did not get to see Hellbiker use in his fight proper. As you can see, it is quite bad. I was trying to get Fire Boost onto him to try and bring the power of that up just a little bit, but no matter what I did, I couldn't get Mana Refill and... what was it? Hellburner in the same skill set, so I just passed on it. I just went for Mana Refill and Makatora since I know that'll be useful. Hey, you get some Onyxes from these guys. Very nice. Now we've come across the unique gimmick here. As we step forward, we run into a soul who is antisocial, and he springs up walls for us. So that is the gimmick for this. If we walk in certain areas, he will bring up walls, and if we walk in the wrong areas, the walls will block us from going forward. So let me take a look at my notes here. Let's see, the next treasure is at the northwest corner of this maze. To get through this, we want to take a very specific route here. We do not want to go straight forward, because that will put a wall in front of us that will block us. Here we get the treasure. And we are through, no problem. Now, heading further in, we're of course going to run into a slightly more difficult maze, although difficult is just a relative term here. So, we want to take the east corridor first, but let me see, I don't think we want to step forward right away. We just want to head over this way, then head over this way. Then we can step back a bit. Oh, no, I thought that if we stepped forward we would not be able to get this treasure, but maybe we could. Anyways, if you get blocked in, you can just walk through one of these hallways, it'll spit you back. All the walls are gone, nothing you have to worry about there. So now that we've done that, we want to head over this way, then just go straight here. Game's trying to trick you by putting the treasure straight in the path, make you think it's wrong, and then you find out, nope, going the other way is wrong. And we're through it. And let me see here, just checking my notes again. Actually, that's the last treasure. So let's head through here. Oh, wait, no. Oh, I must have misread that. Oh, okay, I see. They double dip on treasures here. Not that this is a big deal. If we just go back, we can just take the left route and get the treasure we wanted. Now, that is not to say that the treasures here are actually good. In fact, one of them is actually a trap. Let me see. We want to take the cube on the right. The cube on the left will be an HP to 1 trap, so we definitely don't want to take that. Now, the enemy I ran into actually was not legions. You can also run into phantoms here, which, that's not bad. They're pretty good experience, so I won't say no to running into those. Funnily enough, in contrast to the legions, those are elect specialist demons who are weak to force instead. Not that that really means anything, but, you know, just a fun little thing to comment on, I'd say. Alright, so let me see. Here we got a Hall of Records. And what is in this room? Yeah, that sounds familiar, but it's been so long, I can't quite remember where I've heard that before. It's probably nothing. So, let's head into the Hall of Records here. And you know what? What the heck? Well, we're not gonna get the last cutscene for this area, but let's take on the boss. This'll be fun. So, for the boss that we've got coming up, it's going to be a bit interesting. first, let's just get out of here. And step forward a little bit. Or maybe not. Okay, no, now you step forward a little bit. And remember Spectre from the first time we were in the Amala Network? 6 years ago? Well, he is a recurring boss. Even in the context of the game, it has been forever and a half since you fought this guy. But he does not have the same gimmick as he did last time, where he fused into one big Spectre with all his friends. The new gimmick they have is kind of unique. Well, okay, they're not going to do it yet. Let me see. First, I want to get up Tsukukaja. I also want to throw out Fog Breath. I want maximize Fog Breath. And once we have that set up, that'll put us in pretty good standing, I'd say. Let me see here. I want to pass here. Yeah, may as well throw out a Raccoonda here. We'll pass again, max out Fog Breath. And then we will have to contend with the gimmick for this fight. So, to start off, Spectre is going to try and use his magic. What magic does he have? Megiddo! But he does not have the MP for it. Megiddo is the first instance we'll see of enemies using almighty magic against us, though not almighty attacks in general. They had self-destructing attacks at this point. However, he does not have the power to use it. Well, actually, draining skills are also almighty. Speaking of which, he's going to attempt to drain our MP. Okay, that's unfortunate. Let me see, that middle one drained our MP. Okay, and that is why I want to max out Fog Breath, so that we could avoid that. If he gets the MP to use Megiddo, he will use it. He also has Deikaja, so we want to be careful of that. Now, to deal with this fight, let me see. We want to lower his attack power just a little bit. Let's meditate the MP out of that middle one. There we go. That'll let us know that he can't do anything to us. We're going to start setting up Tarukaja, and this is why I wanted Hellbiker. Hellspin will hit all of these guys with a decent chance to crit, I'd say. So, let me see. Second one from the right got some MP back. Okay, there we go. So we'll want to drain that one away. So let's Hellspin, hopefully get a crit here. No, but still pretty good damage. And Demifiend's just going to kind of sit this one out, so let's have him pass. Drain this one so that he can't use his Megiddo on us. We'll do another Hellspin here. No crits, getting pretty unlucky on that front. Yeah, and as long as they don't have the MP to utilize Megiddo, they'll either do an attack or they'll just attempt to drain you again. There we go. Let me see, the first one on the left got some MP back, so we'll want to drain him. Alright, let me, you know what, maybe we could just kill him outright. Okay, yes. So let's use Prayer just to fully top off Hellbiker here. And you know what, the Hellspin should actually just take out all of them. Okay, there we go. This fight can be very difficult if you don't have a multi-targeting physical attack like I did. And yeah, that was the whole reason I fused Hellbiker. You have to have physical attacks. Spectre is completely immune to all magic, so physical attacks are the only option you have, which is why I was so adamant about having Hellspin there. Getting some good agility gains here. And we get Hell Exhaust on Hellbiker. Since it's pretty redundant to have Deikaja on him, let's just replace that with Hell Exhaust. Now, you may notice his next skill is Attack All. That is a passive that causes your normal physical attack to attack all enemies, which is pretty good considering I've used the Aramitama on him, since that will actually benefit from him having more strength. Basically gives him, honestly, a better multi-targeting physical attack than most of the options you have at this point. Most of the ones you have are really weak HP-based ones like Heat Wave or I think Tempest also counts for that. But that is where we'll end this video, because we have a fairly lengthy cutscene after we defeat Spectre. Actually accomplished a lot more in this video than I expected to. Took out 2 side quest boss and the primary boss for this area. And yes, this is the end of this area. This is a very, very short detour into the Amala Network, though not the shortest. We'll be seeing the shortest in the near future. That's it for this video, though. As always, I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Until then, goodbye.